Money is time and time is money. This Montana White with Miami Mix Show. Hip hop, money, power, and politics. Y'all know what to do. Hit that subscribe button right now because, man, it dawned on me. The fact that people say time is money, you would think about don't waste my time. I got other things to do, right? But think about this. Money is time. Real talk. The more money you have, the more time you have on this earth to do anything. That's half the best doctors. That's the house you living in. Because if you run out of money, you got to leave that house. You feel me? Time is relevant because there are so many different levels of time. You got to pay rent on the first. You can't be late for work at 9 o'clock. The baby will be here in 9 months. How long can you hold your breath underwater? See, time doesn't exist outside of us. Time exists within us. And the physical manifestation of time is money, right? Because the time that's around us, that we have no control over, that will move without a gauge. The sun will shine without us doing anything to stop it or change it, right? The seasons will change when they change in their own frame of time, not a man-made structure or a man-made measure of time. You feel me? And you move accordingly in your car. You jump on the freeway and you late for something, right? The people around you aren't on that same time. That's a pressure point of time that's only that you only committed to. You feel what I'm talking about? And then you can feel like with no money you running out of time, like that bill is due. And if you don't get that bill paid in a certain amount of time, things will change. And then to the people that's taking whatever you owe or taking up your time, it doesn't bother them because they're using time in a different system, in a different world almost. You feel me? Because we all approaching this thing called life in our own measurements. You feel what I'm talking about? Like you can't even see your own face unless you look in the mirror or unless you look at something that'll bounce your reflection back to you. You feel me? So we can't even see ourselves. It's what we think we see ourselves to be. It's what we think how we'll look, right? But time changes that too. I'm high as a motherfucker. I ain't even go front, right? And I just bought myself some time. Now you can be honest too with time. The best thing to do with time is to be honest. If you don't got the money, take the time to try to work it out with whoever you owe. If you don't got the time to do it, if you can't make it in time, take the time to call that person or that situation to tell them you're running late, right? Because going against time is unnatural. But we live in these fear factors too, of the consequences of time if you late. In a numeric system that exists within itself, right? Because your lunch break could be a different time, and the time you spend on your lunch break is a measured amount of time to the hours you work a week. You feel me? So this time thing is a scientific equation that could be, I bet you that at the deepest root of science, right? The deepest root of science, they are trying to control time. Because if you want to live longer, that's more time on earth, right? If you need a newer heart because you wore your old one out, that's more time. So at the deepest, darkest levels of scientific secrets, time is the main factor. It's Montana White. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this shit. Because, man, I done did time. I was sentenced to time. It's where, like, they gave me 10 years. They said 120 months. I was like, what the fuck? I couldn't even measure that. I couldn't even measure time in months like that. Right? So then they said 10 years. As I'm doing the 10 years, I'm in the dorm. I'm on the top bunk. I'm in an open dorm, like 72 men in there. It was so quiet that I heard something ticking. Tick, tock, tick, tock. I looked around. Then I looked at the clock. And I could see the second hand moving. And I could hear it ticking. And I thought to myself, that's what time sound like. And I think I had like 6 years to go out the 10. And I said to myself, I can't listen to that. I can't hear that. It's like, if I gotta listen to time in seconds with years to go in prison, I would go crazy. You feel me? You done put your ear to a watch before you heard that tick. And I don't know, it's all digital watches and shit now, but you feel what I'm saying? It's Montana White. Take your time. Because we only here for a certain amount of time. Ain't that some shit? I'm out. Miami Mix Show. Hip Hop, Money, Power, and Politics. Hit that subscribe button.